even the role of the attorneys who do the civil weddings in making people understand actually you're not just marrying, but also you are bound by the law of the land. Marriage is a law. You're not just getting married to something. Like when you have to part ways, then there is a law to be followed. Yeah.
That guy you're looking for, can you sit down with yourself first? Are you becoming the woman, the person, the man you're looking for needs first? Then ask yourself, did I grow up in this type of setup? Did I grow up in this other type of setup? Now you're able to analyze it.
Now, and because now you are working, you make sure you cook for your husband. I still remember those words. And even prayer was, it's me to pray for the marriage. Like a lot of work was done, was left to me. And then he was told to love me. I don't know how. Hello and hello everyone. We are so excited, very, very excited as we talk about the modern marriage. And this is courtesy of the Healing Voices, a voice podcast by Poor Therapy. Poor Therapy is one of the therapists that you can find online. If you want to book a therapist, you can go to our website and look for Poor Therapy. So today, we want to have a conversation of real life of our modern society marriage. I know you hear people talking about narcissists. You hear people talking about a woman can just get lost in their marriage. And with all this it affects our children and it affects so many things. And that's a conversation we are going to have. And this conversation is also borrowed from the famous series that was in Netflix, Polygamist, that was casted at South Africa, because for sure it has reflected the modern marriage. And interesting, so many people are triggered, including me, by some characters. And I even thought, I think I need more healing. Because how was I, especially by Joyce? Joyce represented most of us women, including me therapists. How was I triggered? And I felt like I'm so angry. Then I realized I haven't healed. There are parts that I need to work on. And welcome. Here I am with our co-director at the Poor Therapy,
Veronica Kiari.
And then we have one of the famous. He writes book. He is a coach. He's everything you'd think. I mean, I don't know how this podcast will be when we have these great minds and we have a man. Karibu, and introduce yourself. Then you help us roll now.
My name is Joel M. Kariuki. I'm a human development strategist.
You do nini?
That is a person who deals.
Is it HR?
That's human resource management.
Okay.
That one deals with company issues when it comes to the relationships that you have within a company.
Okay.
Me, I deal with the issues outside of that when it comes to the relationships that make or govern you as a person. Yes, I'm also an author of quite a number of books. I have a few here today. But for this specific show, I have this one for firstborns. And I know based on the things we are going to talk about, some of the details are here. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Now, you're the one to help us, Lol, because it's a conversation.
Yeah,
Veronica.
sure. Yeah.
First of all, did you watch the whole series? 22 series.
Talk about watching from 4 to 4.
What was inspiring you? Like a whole night.
It was pushing me to the next, like what happened? Then, and I was triggered.
You are also triggered.
Yes.
So I'm not
I was
alone.
Triggered, yes. And I started writing, like, why am I triggered by this and this and this? I think my therapist is not done with me.
Yeah. Did you watch, even as you take us through?
The entire series, yes. And my triggers were, this is so realistic. This is not a series. we're just being shown what we are going through.
Yeah.
That's why it was a trigger for me. And I think that's one of the first series that I've sat down and done the whole thing.
I know.
Cancel meetings, let's first finish this thing and try understand why is this such a big deal. Now we're here.
True. I watched it. She can tell you I had the time. But when I watched the first CD, the second, and I wanted to know why am I feeling bad? So I had to look for time. There's a time I went and sat down in a cafe somewhere and I watched 5 of them and I was like, what am I doing?
I was taking coffee, cup after coffee, because I don't want to go and sleep or feel like I want to sleep.
Yeah. But I know why. It's because for sure it reflected the real modern marriage. So Joel, take us through. Where do you want us to start?
I think the best thing to do is first identify the story behind the whole story. And the story behind the whole story is the main individual, Jonasi. Like, how did Jonasi get to the point of having this many women, having even the money, because we know he grew up without the money.
Yeah.
What made him who he was in that series? I think that would be a good place to start.
Okay. All right.
Before now we go to the ladies, because there is a lot.
There's a lot. Do you want to start or let's
Yes, I can start.
Yeah.
I think for me, what I realized, this was a boy who grew in some ghetto in South Africa. We were not shown the mother anywhere in the picture.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at a young boy who grows up without a mother. And also I'm looking at a young boy whose father was always in a certain den of alcohol somewhere. So little guidance and the wound of lacking a mother. So there was some brokenness in this boy as he was growing up. And all he wanted is to get out of the ghetto through success and money. He knew one thing, that if I'm successful, I'll be someone. But then he never dealt with the wound. And someone once told me that you can never go with the mind of the wilderness to the promised land.
Yeah, sure.
So he carried the mind of the wilderness to the promised land, not knowing that the wilderness will still make him fall.
And like Veronica, even me, I'm looking at a boy, and Joel, you'll tell us, because you're a man here, we don't have a lot of authority to speak about men, but now speaking like a professional, I'm looking at many men we have like Jonasi, who grew with father's wound, mother's wound, and who grew with no attention. No one is there to hear him, to see him. And there's a lot of issues I can imagine in a ghetto. And then remember, at one point, even Jonasi goes through sexual assault. So this is a boy who is growing with a lot of pain, but there's a boy who is able to numb the pain by becoming so hardworking, successful, like you're saying. Like, I don't want to get back to where it's very painful, because all that is pain, and the pain is too much, so I can only numb it with something. And we see a boy who is growing up very successful, very eloquent, and remember, he's a woman back in the village who we would say they were in the same ghetto life. But now he gets out there and finds other people, but like Veronica is saying, he never worked on that pain. I don't know what is as a man.
So for a man, everything he does as a grown-up reflects what she's saying. But there's that point of, I didn't have, now I must look for. My father didn't have, so I must be. I didn't see the love of a mother, so I'm going to look for it in a woman. And we saw that with the first woman, where everything that the woman was doing for him,
Elsie,
was not a love, it was not a girlfriend boyfriend type of relationship to him. It was, this is my mother.
Actually, it was a parent.
It was a parent kind of relationship, because you see, even she took him through school. So, and then because he grew up without that motherly love, he focused on, once I get, I'll come and give you back what my mother didn't get from my father. That's why he bought the house. That's why he bought the car. But because he didn't understand, once you give that, you're supposed to continue growing together. He still has the pursuit of, I didn't have this, I must go get more and more and more. And with him, there's a point you started realizing, once he got all he wanted in terms of money, now there was no one to really tell him what not to do.
Yeah.
Because the father was not present to tell him, to correct him, this is not how you're supposed to do things. So he did it, and the brother became part of his life in terms of a fatherly figure.
Yeah, sure.
Where he was being shown, I want to do this, can you assist me to do it? So he was enabled by the brother to do so many things because there's no person to correct.
That's very true. And what, Joel, I like is that fact that with Essie, it was a transactional relationship. And we are seeing so many men, and I don't want to say that sometimes when you enter into a relationship and you're not very sure what you want, that's why you see so many women say, but we started together with nothing. So, and we get stuck there. Elsie got stuck. We started together with nothing now. See, when he has everything, now he's getting those women with, I don't know, with what. Then you become bitter. Because when you're starting together, it was not a defined relationship.
Yeah.
This guy is coming broken. He doesn't have money. So Elsie comes through like, I'm in love.
Yeah.
And we confuse that with love. Even him, Jonas, he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Then when he is growing up, he's like,
this is not my type.
This is not my type. But me and so many women like Elsie, we are like, no.
We started together.
We started together from
with two sufurias.
Yes, where are you going?
What
yes, Joel.
There, and that's why we have so many women who are bitter about men, is you don't identify the season the man is in when you meet the man.
Kuna season?
Yes.
Okay.
The first woman that a man meets,
Elsie now.
Yes, depending on where he's coming from, is the one who makes the person, who creates this individual called Jonasi, who is successful. Look at what she did. Took him to school and introduced him to the idea that this is where you came from, but here you have this prince to do this, and stayed. So she was a conduit between his poverty and his richness.
Success.
But now
to
him, she was not the one that he wanted. She was just the one. She was just the one to enable him to get to that richness level.
But how many women of us are like that, Joel?
But now you see the problem we have with this society. We go into relationships without any form of training, but we go into business with training. So when you're in it, you don't know how to identify where am I? Who is this person?
Which season are we in?
Which season are we in?
I thought it's a season of love.
Is going to change and work out? And then we go with that ideology of
love
and hope. In business, we say hope is not a strategy.
I think it's just like friendship because, for example, I'm sure you don't have most of the friends that you started with when you're in college, in high school and all that. You have developed different friendships according to the seasons you have been in. So, like Joel is saying, I agree with him. The season that Jonasi was at that time prepared him to become the other Jonasi. But when he became the other Jonasi, Essie was not the woman he would want to be crowded around with.
Oh my God. But now I'm looking at it, and you'll tell me, so many of us women, and I'm among them who tell them, usioshe mwanaume. Could it be the Elsie type? Because Elsie looks like she was there for Janasi. Because when now I take this, there's that saying we are told, pick one and clean for yourself. So this man is just coming for me to clean, but I don't understand the season. Then when he gets what he wanted, he leaves me. And I'm very bitter because I cleaned you. So he wasn't in love. He was coming for something, right? But me, I was in love.
I think in our generation, we were taught something that I think it doesn't work anymore, whereby it was an idea of starting together. But that time when our mothers were starting together, I think the platform they were in was favoring marriage because they were starting together kind of at the same level. Now with the girl child going to school, because our mothers maybe or our grandmothers had not gone to school. Now the girl who is out here has gone to school. So if I'm starting with Joel, we are starting at par, kinda. So the idea of starting there may not work for our generation or our daughters, because you can tell me why she will be building with me, like helping her parents to move from A to B and also meet another Joel to start from building from scratch. They are saying, no, we cannot build from scratch. Come with what we have. You have, I come with what I have. And I think that will work now in the modern marriage more than saying you start from scratch. Because if a girl today is starting from scratch, means she has not also worked on herself and the education platform is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. But now, what Joel are you saying? Because that's very important. That as a girl, a young girl, because now sisi sasa tusha toka, that I need to understand the season I am in, myself and this man. It's no longer like, let's start. Where are you? Otherwise, I'll be like Essie, wasting my time 50 years waiting for Jonasi to come back.
Before you get to, in therapy, you say before you get to try change the other person, that guy you're looking for, can you sit down with yourself first? Are you becoming the woman, the man you're looking for needs first? Then ask yourself, did I grow up in this type of setup? Did I grow up in this other type of setup? Now you're able to analyze. If you look at Elsie, the way she's able to work on Jonasi and grow to become to that level without even hide for years, hide the kids, hide the life, and pretend she's not the actual first wife, is because she grew up seeing that and is okay with it. Because your nervous system doesn't do different things in future. What it does, it repeats the same thing it saw because that's what it's familiar with. So Elsie grew up like that. For the modern day girl, you need to sit first, look for assistance, look for help from therapists or coaches, so that you first are able to identify, how did I grow up? What is accepted in terms of how do I look at money? How do I look at love? How do I look at seasons that I was talking about? Then you're able to sit and look at the type of man I'm looking for. Where is he in terms of where I am and where I want to go?
And what I'm looking for.
And then what I'm looking for. And then remove the ideologies you have already that have been programmed into you by movies, music, your actual parents. Because in movies you're taught, especially Nigerian movies from way back, you're taught there's a savior that is coming.
I mean, to save you.
He's going to, the Prince Charming.
Yeah.
If you look at cartoons also, back in the days, not nowadays, cartoons used to be the same way. There's a prince that is coming to save
me from
and
poverty.
then when he saves you, we are never shown after he gets you what happens.
Yeah.
Mr. Fixer kind of a
if
guy.
you look at girls to date, they look, every time a girl gets a man and she thinks this is it, she wants to get married, then she wants that ideal wedding. But they don't understand after the wedding, where is the work? What are you supposed to do? Do you understand that there are seasons that you're going to have? The minute you get married and get the wedding, the day you get a baby, in those 9 months, you become a different woman. The minute you get the baby, you become a totally different woman.
True.
The day you get the second one, now you're a whole different woman. But because no one has ever shown you that, when you marry the guy, because the guy also has no understanding of these types of women who he has married, because marriage, by the time you hit 50 years, you married more than 10 women in one. Because the girl you met is a different girl when she's pregnant, is a different girl when she has the first baby, second baby, third baby. So if he's not able to identify these things before you even get into it, she will struggle. Because the guy will come in, become a Jonasi, because the Jonasi has come in, he has met you who understands a bit about money, understands a bit about, because you're in a new life, a bit about money, a bit about connections, relationships. Show and train the guy. Then once he's trained to be able to stand by himself, he goes looks for the second wife, Joyce, who has now the capacity. So that now I have come with credentials, but you have capacity. Can you help me move into that society that I'm looking for? Yes. Here we go. Then after he gets it, on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So the women in the process, they're going to suffer because they are unable to identify all this that is happening.
Good. Now we understand where Jonas is coming. We understand Elsie. Now, Joel, do we go to?
We go to, because now, before you get to the kids, there is now the second person who was very crucial
Yes.
in making this happen.
Yes.
That is the second wife,
Yes.
who is Joyce.
That's where I wanted to go, because my trigger was in Joyce. To be frank, Joyce really triggered me. I know you are triggered. I know. Now, nobody should ask me why I was triggered, because I don't want more trigger.
They should not go there.
I still don't want more trigger.
When I looked at Joyce, I looked at a girl who has capacity,
Yeah.
who has connection,
Mm-hmm.
who has the go-getting, ambitious attitude. She knows what to place where for them to get wealth. She knows who to see for them to rise. And for her, it was about the marriage, the home, the kids. Her, she wanted the best for Jonasi. She never wanted this or that. She was focused on what she wanted. But then, also looked at the brokenness we go with also from maybe our childhood or our own brokenness. Because I remember that scene when she was running after Jonasi and held his leg.
Imagine.
And was begging him.
That's where my trigger came.
Yeah, and I looked at her and I was like, this is not just running after him. It is a broken girl inside.
Yeah.
Who is seeking validation, and kufa makanga, kufa driver, it has to work. And then I asked myself, how do we get here whereby as a woman you lose yourself completely and all you want is the marriage? Yes.
How now, for me, I didn't see a part where Joyce was raised by the father, because I could only see
the mother.
The mother.
Yeah.
I never saw the father. And if there is a very crucial part, is the father in a girl's life. It's very crucial, because I could not fathom. Joyce is very successful. She is the behind J and J. She is the behind. But now, like you're saying, she is so empty, and automatically attracted another empty person. Guy. So two people with wounds, trauma wounds, and now who will heal who? Okay? So now the only thing we can do is to get triangulated, because they literally got triangulated. Because at times, even you could see Jonasi, he doesn't know what he wants. He wants this marriage, but he doesn't know how he wanted it. Joyce, at that point, she held Jonasi. And then the second part that triggered me is the anniversary.
Yeah.
She prepares an anniversary.
No, that anniversary was another thing.
Everything. And she even goes to Matipa's house, to the side chick, to tell Jonas, you must attend. Can you imagine?
Yeah. And actually, as they were dancing, he could whisper to her, can you end this drama of you as we move on?
Imagine.
Like, as they are dancing, she's smiling and showing the world it's working. But he was whispering things that were not kind to Joyce.
Yes. But how many of us, before we go to you, Joel, how many of the women who are, now we talked about the modern society, who are in those relationships that are so toxic, but we force them to work. We literally force them to work. We live a life of lie because of our status, because of our names. And like, I don't know whether it's Joel or you said, work, because they don't want to do the work. Because it's very painful to say, okay, this, now I'm not going to chase it. Let me see, why am I? How many of women who are scared to say now, up to that point, let me breathe in and out. And maybe a self-disclosure kidogo, why I felt that anniversary is because there's a time I would stand in church and say, I've brought greetings of my husband, because I was in the leadership. No, he says he passes greetings. He's away, but that dude, I've not seen him for a weekend. Nobody sent me with greetings. I think that's why Joyce... Nobody had sent me with greetings. So when I'm seeing Joyce, you are preparing a whole anniversary by yourself and putting him, you must come. You must attend. It's us women. You know?
Three things that were happening to Joyce. One, she grew up in a dynasty style of life. Dynasty style of life is where you're taught that family is the only thing you need to sort out. No matter what is happening,
family name.
Protect the name.
Family name, the JJ.
Protect that name with everything you have. And if you look at when they were starting out with Jonasi, there is a point she broke down and she said, my father helped you do this, my father gave you contract, my father did this for you.
Actually, it's like the father made Jonasi.
Yes. So she saw that and thought, because we don't pick new things, we pick what we saw and we learned from our parents. So she saw the father do that with her family, with his family, and now she's doing it with Jonasi. So no matter what, the dynasty has to grow.
The name has to be there.
No matter what. And even you go to the farthest end, when it came to the burial, she went and took the body from another woman to go and bury it.
Yeah.
Even if she was the one who caused this thing to die. You see? Because to her, the family has to be the one in control
The
of
legacy
everything.
of the family.
We cannot tarnish the name. I know people know, but we still have
A name.
A name. Yeah.
Then the second thing is her belief system of what love is and how love looks like.
Yeah.
So we are not shown much of how the father
The father,
with
yeah.
the mother.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the way the mother used to talk to her, it's no matter what, you find a way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. Fix this.
Find a way. But her version of fixing was not actually fixing, it's managing.
Yeah. It's fighting, actually.
Because Joyce's life, her entire life is management. She never
Actually,
fixed anything.
I saw a very overfunctioning girl.
Yes.
Trying to earn love, no matter what, whether it will kill me or take me to hell, I have to fight it. I have to fix
Exactly.
I have to overfunction. I have to earn.
And most women, let me allow me to say that we're living a life of emotional war zone. And we think we are in a relationship because we are fighting. If we are not fighting side chick, I don't know, you're fighting what? And once you lose yourself, you see, Joyce lost herself.
Yeah.
You're saying this is a girl who is coming from dynasty, a girl who is well, but now she forgot herself. So all her life is a life of fight. And that's what happens. When you as a woman, you lose yourself. You lose perspective. You lose focus. You lose even your boundaries. You have no boundaries. And like the way you're saying, you even don't understand what love is. I keep asking women, what is this that you're telling me that your husband is not loving? What is this? Because even that, you yourself, you don't understand what is this that I want. All you think is that man, is that name, man to come home by 8, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we call love.
Yeah.
Take me to a hotel for dinner. It's not love. And so you end up losing, you don't understand. So you live a life of fight. Oh my God, that girl called Joyce, she had everything, but she completely lost herself.
I think understanding that you're the most important person in your life is
that's hard to do. And
yeah,
it
like
was,
until you get
it's an inner
there.
one.
my third point is why I say that. My third point is people do not live reality. People live in their perception of what is happening.
Yeah.
Joyce was living in her perception of what should happen, not this is a guy who's messing me
The
up.
potential.
Yeah.
So, but there is hope. He can change. And then there's a voice the voice of reason that is in her mind, the mother, every other time. And if you look at what you're saying, women, when they get into relationships, there's always somebody in the background who whispers into you, hold on to this. It can work. Pray
Fix
for him. It can
it.
change.
Maybe the pastor,
Either the
your
pastor,
your father,
the mother,
your friend,
the father, or very close. They're never many friends. It's normally one. So if you are able to identify who that is, and you move away from them first, go look for now like a therapist, and actually tell the therapist what actually happens, you'll be able to now start seeing a whole different reality and get out of your head. The way you were saying women don't understand love in this point is your version of what love is, Joyce's version, and Jonas's version are two different worlds.
Yeah.
Joyce is building a dynasty from where she came from.
Yeah.
Jonas is running away from poverty.
Yes.
Wow. Those are two people who are always going to be.
And he used to say, you have everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would like to hear from you, because I keep on saying that is the understanding of many. We are talking about the modern marriage.
Yeah.
We have so many men who understand love is you have everything.
You have everything.
Yeah.
I built for you. Yesterday I was asking women, when a man says, I have built for you, is he living in that house? I would like to hear from you. You guys, there is food. You don't lack food.
Your kids are in the best schools.
So is the man eating in that house? Your children are in the best school. All those things, you're living in a good neighborhood. And even if I go to my mother, it's an example. My mother will also ask me, I mean, you must be proud, Becky, because this man is providing. This man has taken you. I mean, you're living in a good neighborhood.
I think you're over-complaining.
Yeah. Are your kids in the good school? Do you guys sleep hungry? Then my mother will be like, so I want to hear, where did society, and I think that's where Jonas was coming from. We lost and we think provision is love.
But also, I love what Joel said,
Yeah.
that these people met, but the goal is not the same. They're building a dynasty, they're building a kingdom, but the goal is not the same. Jonas is running from
Poverty.
and this one is building what she saw the
Yeah.
father build,
Yeah.
a legacy. So they're going almost like, they look like they are traveling towards the same direction, but zero. One is building this, the other one is running from this, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all this as it's happening. For a woman, even in the modern era, what happens is, first, like I said earlier, you're going into a thing that you don't understand, where you came from and what you want in this thing. And then we get into relationships without training the other person what your version of what you want is. Like men talk about respect. If you ask your man what respect is, he does not know.
No.
So he cannot show you what respect is.
How
but he will
respect
demand
looks
it.
like
Yeah.
to him.
If you go to like what she's saying about building, getting money, doing all this, your version of 1,000, because if you grew up without, you look for a way to look like you have. So you're constantly trying to confirm that I have. So you constantly look. Joyce grew up with. She's not trying to prove that she has.
She has. She's okay with
Even
where
when
she
she's
is.
setting up
Yeah.
the events, it's not to prove that she has. It's to prove that family is together. It's one. Jonas is still trying to prove I have. So and you notice how he does it. When he gets a woman, he gets the things. He buys a house, buys a car. Take that. Now, because I've given you those things, because I grew up with my father showing us that as long as you can eat, I can go drink my alcohol and all that. So you have food there.
Yeah.
Why are you calling?
It's not about presence.
Yeah.
It's about
So
providence.
he saw that as the reality. It's just that he has amped it now that he has a lot of money. So he just gives the women the cars and the house. And he now knows, as he was growing up, he became that type of a person who, if he wants something, because he has given you these things, he must get those. He must get you.
Yeah.
Outside of after he gets it, he does not care what happens to you. Because that's what
Actually,
the father
that is
did.
another character I saw. Like, after getting every woman, he left.
Yeah, you just leave.
Because he's, remember, I want you to remember something. He is looking for something he doesn't know what it is. So he thinks, now, if I get this woman, now this
I
one,
might get it.
I might get it.
Yeah.
And then with time, you remember, anytime he gets a woman, he becomes so excited, he can do anything. Because he feels like, there, I get it. Then with time, that thing is still not there. He gets another one. And that's why...
Whatever he's chasing is not something that
Exactly.
he can get, yeah.
And that's why now, as we are looking at the modern marriage, we have so many men and women who are looking for something they don't know. So in that looking of something you don't know, you become addicted to it. without knowing. Because you see the way the brain works, so the brain would start craving for that. And now you start thinking, that's the way life is.
Is that a mother wound?
Those are mother wound, those are father wound that we need to sit and deal with them.
And the lack of understanding.
Yes.
That direction is more important than time. That's why the clock was invented after the compass, not before. So if we go into relationships without knowing where we're actually going, but we go into business very clear, the mission and vision is this. So whoever is employed, as long as the systems are there, that is the mission. So it's like a bank. The bank is a perfect example of how a relationship should work. If you ask most people in, say, any bank in this country or anywhere in the world, most of them don't know their CEO. Most of them don't even their general manager. But if you go to any of those banks and you have a problem, it's sorted even if the person came in yesterday. Because they have systems that govern how the bank operates. And then there are structures that govern those systems. Remove spirituality from that first. Because we connect love and relationships with spirituality and forget everything. Systems. The bank works because they are there. So even if somebody is hired today, they are trained first. And then they are given the position. A CEO is trained first. And then they are given the position. In relationships, what do? Our whole body, heads on, legs, in everything.
We assume our mothers trained us.
But do you have any training for what you're about to get yourself into?
So the training for us is we start now living our mother's life, what we saw,
so
the world, what the world told us, how when we went, I don't know, church says.
And actually, we emulate the people we saw.
Yeah, we just emulate.
Our aunties,
They become your blueprint of how you live life as an adult. And if people are keen to actually take time, just go look at their parents. And if they are not there, look at the version of the people they call parents. Who are they? You do not even have to ask anybody a question. Just meet them. But now we are taught in our society that by the time somebody introduces you to parents, they mean we are getting married. But look at the culture of Indians and Muslims. What do? They give you who to marry because they first vet the family and the individual. If it's a man, how is the family? What is the name of the family? And does he have capacity to actually take care of our daughter? Now you're going to get married. If it is not like, and then they also get to a point of living together. So they're able to correct as it is happening in real time. But every other person, especially now, we leave that society and come into Christianity. Going to meet parents. Nowadays, when people are hiding on this phone, these things on social media. So you will meet somebody here through a platform, you start talking, the next minute, you're not going to introduce the person to parents or grown-ups or even pastors. People who are above you can see so many things. You start the relationship, start living together. The two of you are two lost individuals. Like Jonasi and Joyce, you are two lost individuals in relationships, but you understand business, you understand family there. As you get together, once you get together, because you're still lost, one of you, because they came in with an agenda, this is a woman who can enable me to get what I want. I'm talking about Jonasi there. Once I get what I want, I think that's what I wanted, but that was a season for that. I got what I wanted from Elsie. Now I'm getting what I want from Joyce. But because I can't just leave, because we started a business together, I can get more people to continue getting what I think I want. So you continue doing this for years without knowing what exactly is happening. And you are unable to leave because once you invest in a person for too long, your nervous system has already learned this is what is familiar. So you can't just get up and leave because you can't see the other side.
Let me ask Joel, maybe from a man's perspective, what do you take of Jonasi? Because when we look at him, we don't see a voice of reason or a person he's accountable to. What do you say about a man who does not have a person they are accountable to?
He first, two things only. He grew up without any authority over him. So his father was never there to correct. Most of the fathers we see, even especially in the African society, they do not correct, they punish. So you do something wrong, they'll just punish you. The next time they do something wrong, you're acting out of fear that I'll be beaten, but you're never corrected. And correction is being told, don't do this because this is what is going to happen. Don't drink because this is going to happen. You're just told, don't drink, don't steal. So he grew up like that. With that, now the second thing happens when you don't have that. You grow up becoming your own authority. And if you look at Jonasi, he did not have friends. Why? His friend was the brother, but the brother was accountable to Jonasi, not the other way around.
Yes.
Why that happens is because he didn't understand what authority is. You see, when you connect with friends, they tend to question you a lot, so you tend to change. Because Jonasi was afraid of that authority because he never experienced it, he became his own authority, and he's a God Almighty of all he surveys.
Yes. And to add to that, if you look at many people with knack traits, and I want to imagine and been thinking, Jonasi had the tendencies, if not traits. We don't know about full-blown. They hardly keep friends. Because they don't want to be accountable. If they have to have friends, if you look at their pattern, are friends who are lower than them.
Yes.
So that they can validate anything. They can even cheer their mistake. They can celebrate even when they are doing anything. And that's why they will not have any friend who can
is above them.
No. Even for women, even to the men they go for, when they have traits, they go for men that they can control. Okay? Who have female vibes.
Yes.
For men, they'll go for women who are lower than them so that they are able to control.
To toast them around.
To toast. And we saw Jonasi doing that.
Yeah.
And with that, now we can look at even the brother now.
Yeah.
That guy stopped living. He never lived.
At all.
Just because he's given money. And that now shows us even the modern society, how some family will celebrate your nonsense.
Yes.
Protect your nonsense.
Yes.
Just because you're the one who is providing, so they can't even call you out.
True.
I see this guy, Jonasi's brother, and he's there saying, but you see, you have wasted my life. And Jonasi is saying, I haven't. You have lived, I've given you money.
A good life.
And a good life.
Yeah.
So what kind of a man is that?
This is the type of man that grew up without knowing his capacity as a man, where it lies. So he's a follower. He's not a leader. And the reason why he doesn't even have a wife, naturally women don't like followers. They love people who can lead.
Actually, we saw Matiba say no to him. Like a lot
Yes.
Because
yet
she
he
can
was
detect.
single.
She can detect this is a mere follower of whatever happens.
Yes.
Jonasi is the one who's the leader here.
He's a real deal.
He's a real deal.
This one will take me to where I want.
Yes.
But Matipa is just that guy who's just existing because he has no understanding of what a man is in terms of being the leader of his own life.
No, we think the Matipa, the side chick.
The boy,
the side chick
son.
of
The brother was Magechi.
Yeah, Magechi.
Yes.
Magechi.
That was the name of
So
the
the side chick, Matiba, side chick of Jonasi, initially it was Magechi.
Yes.
Until
she met Jonasi.
She met Jonasi and
as you're analyzing all these people, you'll see a trait in how the women picked. They never picked the weaker one. And ever. They always picked Jonasi because there's what he exudes as this is leadership. And then he takes authority on whatever he decides. If he picks Matipa, he has taken her, given her whatever he thinks a woman will need, and then leaves.
Yeah. But I'm also thinking Matipa was also this side chick who is also very broken. Very manipulative.
Yes.
I feel like she also have the female traits of a knack. Because, you see, she has Mageshi, but immediately she saw something. So it's not Jonasi she saw.
She was looking for
it's not
power.
about-
It's power,
Money,
and
what he could offer.
yes,
what he could bring.
So can't
to
you
the
see this
table,
is also a very broken woman?
Yeah, this is a broken woman who
She's not looking
to microwave her life to the top.
to the
and
up
the
to there.
question is why? So even if we're not shown much about her until the mother showed up, there's that point the mother showed up, and then you analyze them, the two of them.
Oh yeah, the mother came even to help
with. Showed up. If you analyze the two of them, the mother had trained her that no matter what, get money.
Succeed.
No matter what,
Yes.
get money. Joyce was trained no matter what,
keep the family
together.
Yeah.
So she was able to move from one guy to the next looking for that level that she was looking for.
Yeah.
And even when she got broken, when she got the twins and he would disappear and come back whenever, she would still come running back because she has not seen any version. There's a day she went to, I think, the minister or something.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But the guy didn't have the leadership
Yes.
that she wanted because she was trained. When you get the money, whoever has that money needs to continue being the one
and power, money and power.
empowering you.
Yeah.
The minister just had money, but he didn't have that power to control and lead her the way she wanted.
Yes.
So she went back to what is familiar. Jonas is familiar. She has the money. He can lead. Sometimes he messes me up. Sometimes he does bad things. But then he
shows up.
He shows up when I need it. And she was very entitled. I saw her, to an extent, I think I wanted to go to that set, telling Joyce, if a man doesn't love you, why are you still with him? And I'm with him. And I'm like, Matiba, you are the side chick.
I think this is what happened to Matiba. She thought, now that I have Jonasi by myself, I will have better of Jonasi than Joyce is having because he has chosen me. And I think many women are there, whereby you think, maybe I'll get better. If I'm the girlfriend now, he has left Becky, I'll get better. Not knowing this is just a broken man.
Yeah.
Even if he had the whole world, he'll still be broken.
But who knows at that point that this guy is leaving the wife? To me, he's broken. Me, I'm seeing just a good guy who is telling me, I love you. Remember, Jonasi didn't want to discuss about the family. Forget about, he didn't have any
Joyce.
Forget about Joyce. So that was the farthest. Because even with Joyce, if Joyce wants them to have a conversation of where you came from, I found you, forget about, you want to start it again, forget about that. So there was no conversation with Jonasi. So for Matipa, she's like, okay, I think I am the main now. And she really got entitled.
But you see, that is in her head.
Yes.
Like I would say still what Joel said. It is another season of Jonasi, where Jonasi now is feeling powerful. He is in the top of the world when it comes to career and the company. So in this season, he wants a young woman he can show as a trophy.
Trophy girl.
So for Matiba, she was for that season where he needs a trophy. But for her, she was thinking, I got a man.
Okay, I need ladies to let you and the ones who are listening to understand something about what you just said. Do not get into relationships thinking you're going to change a man. He already has a wife. So if he comes to you, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be better, or I'm going to change him, or he's going to act differently with me. The fact that he's doing it with that one, he's going to do it with you. And don't expect, that's a movie, but that's the reality of how men are. They don't do it differently. So don't expect it to change.
Actually, across all the women, none of them was happy with him.
None.
Because every woman who came in, apart from the Gen Z didn't, she just wanted the money. She even say it. She's there because...
But she wanted to give birth. Remember?
But I think she was the only woman who was focused on what she wanted. The money, not the man.
This one, Matipa, got into that relationship and focused
with the man
fully on becoming the main
Gomorrahs. The Gomorrahs.
And that's why she even got to the point of she has been with men before. She never got pregnant. So when a woman feels that she's safe with the right one and she creates a whole new world around this is security, this is safety, she gets pregnant. That's what women do. Because to women, giving children to a man is now she's settled. Now this is it. But the problem is you're not seeing, you're blinded by your own world and not seeing you're a second wife, maybe a third, maybe this guy has many more. And two, women, listen to what a man tells you the minute you meet. When they met in the office, Jonasi told her, don't you know who I am? Then she walked into that office. He mentioned it. Don't you know who I am? Have you not been told? That is supposed, the minute a man tells you something like that, you're supposed to ask yourself, why is this one telling me this?
Very obsessed with self.
Because she had noticed what she wanted, she wanted the guy, she wanted the CEO, she wanted the main guy. She overlooked everything she was being told and still continued. And that is why most women get into relationships and then it's years in and they're asking, oh, this guy has changed. No.
He never changed.
He told you from the beginning. Guys, some guys will even tell you, me, I don't want other kids. I don't want more kids. And then you get pregnant. Then you blame the guy.
Yeah.
Other women will even, the guy will tell you, by the way, me, I don't like women who work. You know, women who work, they're not supposed to be, I can't handle that. I prefer my women staying at home. And then you're a career woman, you have your own business, or you're even employed.
And you think he will change?
To become maybe a bigger person in the company.
Yeah.
Then you meet as a guy, he tells you that. And then with time, you're in the house, especially after you get pregnant, he doesn't want you to go back to work. He told you that in the beginning.
Yeah, he said it.
So when he gets you the things, he gets you the house, the car, and some remuneration here and there, or maybe weekly or monthly, he expects you to stay there.
I think we'll have the red flags becoming maroon.
Yeah, but all the red flags were there. But you see, for Matipa and so many side chicks, we see even women, we see red flags.
Yeah.
But what do we say?
He will change.
He will change.
I'll fix him.
Yeah. But listen, little do women know that, or even men. I saw a guy today talking about when they were going to see the caterer, and the wedding was supposed to be in 3 days. He asked the girlfriend then, why haven't you made your hair? And the girl burst and said so many things. That was a red flag. But now the guy, the other red flag was the wedding, the car that the guy had looked for. And the lady said, she doesn't want that car. She will look for a car herself. And it became a topic and they went silent treatment. And so one day to the wedding, the guy felt something is wrong. So he went to the best couple. What did the best couple say? She will change, maybe, women, when they're overwhelmed
by the
wedding, she will change. Went to the pastor, and the pastor was like, don't you understand women? When women are overwhelmed, now, after the wedding, guess the car was from the boyfriend. That's why she was fighting for that car. And barely 1 year did the marriage work. There was a lot of infidelity because she never discontinued herself from the ex-boyfriend, because the ex-boyfriend had gone out of the country and came back and found the wedding had been planned. So the girl is here trying to, do I cancel? Do I? And that guy was saying, it was an interview, that it was a whole year that looked like 50 years of torture. So in other words, we fear, we see those red flags, and we keep, because of what we said, the surrounding. Someone is speaking to you in your head.
Your
mother, the church. Women are like that.
Let's talk about the role of the church a bit in all this mess. Because as Joyce were getting married, I'm sure maybe they did a legal wedding or something, or even the role of the attorneys who do the civil weddings in making people understand, actually, you're not just marrying, but also you're bound by the law of the land. Marriage is a law. You're not just getting married to something. Like when you have to part ways, then there's a law to be followed. There are now legal issues where emotions are not involved in the court corridors. What is the role of the attorneys and the church and the society in actually training people that you're not just getting married to making, there's a law binding you, and it's messy when you, yeah.
I think I want to start then, child, because I want to start with our days when we would go for marriage counseling in church.
Yeah.
And we would meet this reverend, and that reverend who officiated us died. And I remember we met the reverend, and all the reverend talked to us was about our finances, how we are supposed to have one bank account, and how I'm supposed to cook to him. Things that are not here, not there. And then we were told, now that you have vowed before God and people, now you should die together. That was enough counseling. And for some of us who were serving in church, I was serving at the parish level as the youth coordinator. So of course, the bishop, he also died, of Mount Kenya by then, was the one to officiate
Your wedding.
my wedding.
Yes.
So we had to see him. And it was very vocal. He was known, Bishop Joguna. During the era of Moi, he was very, very vocal. And him he was very exposed, born out of the country, and did as one counseling. It was Bishop taking you through counseling. Bishop of Mount Kenya. That was, and all that he said, me soul rest in peace, is that now you have committed yourself, no divorce. And remember, you have served in church for many years. We know you as a youth called, it wasn't youth, it was called KAYO, Kenya Anglican Youth Association.
Yeah.
We know you, and now we know you're going to be a very good, like focus was me. You're going to be a very good woman, a very good mother.
It was about what you should become.
Now, and because now you are working, you make sure you cook for your husband. I still remember those words. And even prayer was, it's me to pray for the marriage. Like a lot of work was done, was left to me. And then he was told to love me. I don't know how. You make sure you love this girl. You make sure she's smiling, she's happy, and counseling was over. Then, of course, during the wedding, we used to say vows. Nowadays, it's changed, and I like that. And the vows you would read, the reverend would read after you. Say after. It's a book. It's an Anglican book. Say after me. I, Becky Wagoge, take. You read. It's the vicar who is reading and the bishop. Then he reads. Yes. So I remember it was funny. I remember one time we had a conflict and he said, and by the way, and I reminded him, do you remember you said vows? He said, I didn't say vows. I repeated after the bishop.
So it was bishop's vows.
Yes.
Wow.
And I think that's why they are changing.
Yes, so that you say your own.
Your own. Because that's how we used to say the vows. So now the counseling is I should stick. He should love me. He doesn't know how to love. So even if things are bad, we stick to each other. And the church, that's why I'm happy it's changing. If you mention the word divorce, or you're told go pray about it, we are praying. Even when Joyce has STIs.
Yes.
Even as you wait for HIV, you should pray for it. Kiora roga, like jump. Now we have changed. It's
So are you saying the church has failed us in one way or the other when it comes to marriage?
It has failed. I'm happy for now I don't know what I call them. These are kina sitam. Yes. They have embraced the role of a professional therapist. Because here we don't just pray. We look at your childhood trauma. Yes. Becky, where are you coming from? Please tell me, as a therapist, tell me all your traumas. Because those are the traumas Jonasi, where are you coming from? I was late. Do you remember Jonasi? Yes. I didn't grow with the father.
Yeah.
So Jonasi now, the professional counselor is able to understand Jonasi. It's very empty. And the professional counselor is able to tell Jonasi,
You cannot feel this emptiness from
yes,
Joyce.
don't
You need to
go.
work on you.
Yeah, and then Joyce comes. My father maybe was absent, present. Then let's work on that.
Yeah.
And we're not going to work on it as both of you. We go for individual sessions and work on our trauma. But the church, you being a minister, you are not a professional therapist.
Very true. You know the Bible.
Kazi yako ni Bible.
Theology.
Yes.
Taking us to heaven.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's the professional. Otherwise, we will jump.
There's okay. First, things don't go wrong. They start wrong.
Yeah. From
The
that go.
basis of whatever you're building, whether it's business or this relationship, if the basis was off, it was wrong, don't expect things to change later. Number two, the only issue I have with the church is not training offices of men, offices of a woman, and not training what this thing called marriage is actually about. What I mean here is the offices of a man. Men have different offices when they're interacting with different people in different times. There's a time he's a father. There's a time he's a king. There's a time he's a husband, but he's the same guy. The office of the woman is to also understand which one is this that I'm dealing
which am I
with,
talking to?
and which one am I talking to in which timeline.
Yeah.
Then understanding her office in that man's office in that time. What does that office supposed to do? Because in the entire Bible, you're told the woman is supposed to come
And submit.
and
Be a
assist.
helper.
You're supposed to come and assist.
You are the neck.
Now, if the man is not being taught by the church how to
to be a
identify
man.
these offices,
Yeah.
how will the woman come and assist? It will be two people who are trying to fix each other, but they don't know from which angle. Also, when it comes to these marriage events that happen in church, they are good, but for the longest time, they have lacked one important thing. The person who is the leader, who is that reverend, the bishop, and whoever, has taken up the king role of the husband. This man that is yours, you're seeing that king and comparing him with, you're comparing the two. And that is why
the first time the husband.
a woman will go and submit and kneel and bow to the father,
To my pastor also.
but not do it to the husband. Because she's able to, she has picked that this is an authority who is a king. My husband can't lead me towards the God that this one, that I want to serve. And because the husband has not understood, he can also be a king and also lead her towards the same God, same exact God, in a different way, maybe, because he cannot be the pastor.
Yeah.
She does not know how to differentiate this and that. So she gives her all in one side to that king.
To the church.
And forgets
the husband.
When that happens, and if you go to any church, any in this world right now, look at the population of women versus the men. Men are few. Because men, most of them have been able to identify, you submit more to that one than me. But they're not able to explain why that happens. So if the church was actually serious about working marriage, first, remove the aspect of fear from this entire thing called marriage and divorce. Remove the fear from understanding dating. Remove the fear that you can pick somebody from out there and actually bring them to church, and you can actually grow. That you have to pick someone from here. Remove also that thing of being told this is your person, get married. Then actually understand, can you use the words that you teach to teach the people who are there? The Christian Bible 365 times says, do not fear. But you're leading with fear.
Yeah.
If you're telling Jonasi and Joyce, go pray. Go pray.